3 Ways Hanuman is Adbhuta, by Krishna's mercy. Surya chastam gatiratro, deham sankshipya Maruti, prishadanshya kamatra, san babhuva adbhuta darshanaha. Quote, At night, on the sun having set, Maruti Hanuman contracted his body. Becoming the size of a cat, he was a wonderful sight to behold. Valmiki Ramayana, Sundara Kand, 249. We find the Sanskrit word Adbhuta often used to describe various aspects of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the Almighty, after all. There are really no words to describe his features. We attempt to understand based on points of reference. The Sanskrit word Padma refers to the lotus flower, for instance. This flower is then the reference to describe different features on the Avatara, which is like a version of God descending into the mortal realm, where he can be seen, identified, honored, and so forth. The hands are like Padma. The eyes are like the petals of the lotus flower. The feet are lotus-like as well. The navel is also like a lotus. The Supreme Lord is known as Padmanabha for this reason. From that navel grows a flower which is like the birthplace of the self-born Brahma. He is Svayambhu, but Brahma's birth is really from the Supreme Lord. From there, Brahma sets about on the task of creation. He is therefore the Creator, empowered based on his ancestral link to divinity. Quote, It is said that the transcendental body of Krishna resembles the lotus flower in 8 parts, namely his face, his 2 eyes, his 2 hands, his navel, and his 2 feet. The gopis and inhabitants of Vrindavan used to see the luster of lotus flowers everywhere, and they could hardly withdraw their eyes from such a vision. The Nectar of Devotion, Chapter 3. We find the word Adbhuta in a famous prayer to the Avatara known as Nursing. The word describes the nails of that half-man, half-lion. Who could ever imagine such a form? It is like the villain named Hiranyakashipu constructed his own demise in building the fortress of protection. This was meant to provide immortality. It was carefully configured immunity from death by considering the common vulnerabilities. The leader of the Daityas failed to account for the intelligence in the one who is the very source of intelligence. The Supreme Lord can outsmart anyone, even if they are assisted by a benefactor like Brahma. Hari Suresho Narloka Pujito Hitaya Lokasya Characharasya Kritva Virupam Chapuratma Maya Hiranyakam Duhakkaram Nakaish Chinat. Quote, Sri Hari, who is the Lord of the demigods, who is worshipped by the people of the world, for benefiting the moving and non-moving beings of the world, took that dreadful form through his own energy and tore apart Hiranyakashipu, who caused suffering to so many with his nails. Narsingh Puran, 44-43. From the Ramayana of Valmiki, we see that the word Adbhuta also applies to Sri Hanuman. He is like the greatest devotee of the Supreme Lord. This applies specifically to the Avatara known as Rama. Hanuman is the fearless servant, capable of going anywhere, moving the extra mile to get the mission accomplished. 1. Amazing. Adbhuta means amazing. One specific reference is to the vision of Hanuman in the dimensions of a cat. His normal size is that of a Vanar, which is like a combination of a man and a monkey. These were the creatures that lived in the Vanas, or forest. A Vanar is thus a forest dweller from ancient times. That in itself is an amazing sight by today's standards, but Hanuman possesses abilities which go beyond. He can make himself large like a tree. He can also become small, as he once did while searching through the city of Lanka. He was small on purpose. There was no shame in the transformation. There was no requirement for others to be impressed by size and strength. Hanuman is amazing because he has no ego in carrying out his work. 2. Inconceivable. Adbhuta can also mean inconceivable. A similar Sanskrit word is akintya, which is like saying something is beyond comprehension. It is inconceivable to consider that someone made themselves extremely tall and crossed over a vast ocean. This was the work of Hanuman, but it was not for receiving a medal. It was not an Olympic competition to show off ability. Shatayojana vistirna sagaro makaralayaha vikramashлагhaniyena kramata goshpadikritaha. Quote, "You crossed over the ocean of 100 yojanas wide, the reservoir of sharks and alligators, as if it were a small puddle." Sita Devi speaking to Hanuman, Valmiki Ramayana, Sundara Kand, 36:8. Rather, the same Hanuman would change shapes again without hesitation to suit the purpose. In a world where everyone appears to be in it for themselves, where they want credit for sacrifices made, for difficulties faced, and for time spent away from pleasurable pursuits, Hanuman is only concerned with pleasing the Supreme Lord. It is inconceivable to have such dedication while in the face of the greatest adversity. 3. Wonderful. This is the most commonly used translation for Adbhuta. Hanuman was wonderful to behold after transforming to a small size. Like a cat roaming through Lanka, he would look for the person he had not met previously. He would identify her based on symptoms. This was the beloved wife of Rama. Sita Devi would be the most distressed person in Lanka, while also the most beautiful. Hanuman is wonderful for applying intelligence in this way, and he is wonderful as an example of pure devotion, which continues to inspire. In closing, not any stature to require, to this day to inspire. How selflessly to proceed, intelligence applied indeed, that Sita Devi to be found, like cat to roam around. For Rama assisting in this way, a most wonderful visual display.